This is the walk around video for the 86 F250. You can tell it's in a really good shape. It's always been adult owned. I think the youngest owner is me at 58. So no abuse, always garage kept. Arrows straight for the age. It does have a few nicks, doinks, and dinks here and there. Here's the one dent that it really is a dent. You obviously backed a trailer a little bit too hard, or a bumper into something and put that dent into it. Pretty superficial though for what it is. There's one where they missed the trailer right here. Kind of tough to see at this angle. It's right here. I can get it without the glare. It's right in here. That's the only one that's got for a real dent. Sail panel on the back, of course, is really straight for what it is. Has a gem top canopy on it, which is a steel canopy in great shape. The lifts work just fine on it. They hold it up. Windows slide on it. It also has the attachments here if you want to put a rack on the top of it. That's what these 3 on each side are for. So you can put canoes or whatever you want to up there. It has dual tanks, dual 22-gallon tanks. Both gauges work on the fuel gauges. The front tank reads a little bit faster than the back one for going down. I don't think when it gets down to the lower register, it's not quite as accurate. I run them both to 175 miles, and then I switch tanks just because I don't like running them low. Never have been a fan of that on a diesel. Cab lights on the top all work nicely. All the gauges in the truck read accurately, and they are good. Tack works correctly. I upgraded the headlights to CBA, or Hellas, pardon me. They're H4s in there. I did upgrade those. All the dash lights inside the truck are all upgraded to LEDs, so you can see them. These trucks notoriously have bad lights on them for the dash lights, so I upgraded them to LEDs so you can see them at night. They're really nice. Tires are in great shape. The tires have probably 75% tread left on them. They've been siped, which allows for a little bit better traction and cooling. The wheels on here were bought for the truck in '93. He bought them brand new at Ford, the previous owner. So they're not takeoffs off another rig. They're actually were bought brand new. Doors are all in good shape. They sound nice. You can tell it has a nice sound to them. Nothing's been abused on the truck. Door jambs are all clean and nice. The underneath side of the doors are pure. There's absolutely no rot. A little discoloration where they didn't paint it so well, but there's absolutely no rust at all in this. Door jamb pockets, everything are good. Hinges are tight. All the inside the door jamb area is all good. There's no rust, a little scraping from boot dragging, but that's it. Most of these trucks have a lot of discoloration and deterioration with the plastic on the door panels. This one does not. It's always been inside, so there's no deterioration from sunlight on this truck. The inside's in great shape, as you can tell. The velour's all great on the seat. Still has the little pattern in, the little divots that are there from the factory, so it's hardly sat in. Carpet's almost perfect in here. It's never been scrubbed or cleaned or detailed on the inside. What you see is what you get. Headliner in the truck is a 10. There's absolutely no sagging or loose material like all these trucks seem to have over the years. The visors in this truck stay up, which most of them have a sagging problem. This one does not. Rear view mirror is still on the window. It's never been replaced. It is the factory window. It still has the Kentucky plant still on it, or the Kansas plant. The only flaw in the interior is this one little crack right there in the speaker grill. That's the only place in the dash that's got a problem. Still has the original AM/FM cassette stereo in it. Has air conditioning in it, along with the heat and everything else. Air conditioning blows air at 46 degrees. We're running the airs today, as a matter of fact, and it works perfectly. Both gauges are there for the turbo and the pyrometer, which are accurate. And and they both work. There's a brake controller right there for your trailer brakes, all that stuff. Like I said, everything works in the truck. The two light switches on the floor, the one underneath the emergency brake pedal is the high-low beam switch. The other one is for the kickdown switch for the overdrive. So if you want to split a gear, that's the way you do it. You push that button. I've got another video you can see in there that has me using the overdrive, showing you how it works. That's the control box over there for the overdrive. Other than that, the rest of the gauge package works really well. None of the gauges in this truck are sun faded, so the colors on the gauges are fantastic. Most of them are generally never this nice. Steering wheel's perfect. There's no cracks, split, or flaws in that. Cruise control works in the truck. It does work well. I've used it lots. So all the original owner's manuals and everything are with the truck. Back seat. This is with both the jump seats down. Most of these trucks came with the back seat that ran along the back wall here and folded down as a bench seat. These are kind of a nicer arrangement, so if you have two adults, you can actually fit two adults back here. I just had two adults in here this weekend. Worked out just fine. I'll go over to the other side so we can look across that one. Just said no chips or flaws in the glass. That's the original grille in the truck, original bumpers. All the trim on the truck's all original. There's no torn up pieces on the truck. That's what's nice about a lot of these trucks. You'll see where somebody claims they're super nice, and then you find out that a fender and a door have been painted and the paint flop is wrong. They don't match, and they claim that they're all original. This one's never had any paint work done to it at all. This is all original paint on this truck, and it is in great shape. If you'll keep up on the paint, just wax it once a year, it'll look like this for 100 years. These weren't notoriously peelers like the Chevrolets were, so that's kind of a nice thing. All the around the gas tanks are all nice. Tail lights, everything works in the truck like it should. Like I said in my description, I updated the rear end. Had a factory posi in it, which are clutch type, which never seemed to work all that well in the Salisbury style or the Sterling style rear end, sorry. So I updated it to a Detroit True Track, and it's a worm gear style. It works flawlessly. You never know when it engages or disengages. You just know that you got both wheels that'll spin when you need it. Like one wheel on grass, one wheel on dry pavement. It might turn the grass tire over just a hair, and then the pavement side will catch it and take you right off of it. Very nice rear end. And you can see this door panel here, outside the sun being a little goofy on it, which you can see it's in great shape. No discoloration. This is the chestnut color that these things came in. Most of them were the tan. Tan looks like hell after a while. These are always very nice. And like I said, the gauges are flawless in there. They all work nicely. It's tilt wheel, which works just fine. You can tilt the wheel up and down. A little hard to do one-handed here, but there you go. And it all works just fine. The original buzzers work when I jar the key, which most people have killed or destroyed over the years. This one hasn't. So it all works good. The carpet, like I said, is in great shape. This side I'll show you on this side, back seat. So you can see they're all in nice shape. Seats, all the package tray area back there is all great. Rear window does not leak. It's probably never been operated. That's probably one of the reasons why it doesn't leak. So old people just don't reach back there very far. So other than that, that's the walk around on the truck. One last thing, here's a controller right here for the gear vendor overdrive. The early style had a 20-mile-an-hour engagement or a 40-mile-an-hour engagement. I always leave it in the 40-mile-an-hour engagement. With 411 gears that are in this truck, when you go down the road, it's perfect. 47 miles an hour, it shifts into overdrive. It's tough to beat. Drops the RPMs right down. Like I said, you can go between 65 and 70 miles an hour at around 2,000 RPM. It's great. The engine loves it. You got plenty of power left if you need to pass somebody or get on it to get around somebody. And with the turbo and the exhaust, it works great. All the door locks work the way they should.